Hi there, dear loving soul. Welcome to this channel where we talk about universal laws and advocating for the practice of love. Now, the video series for today's topic is going to be all about the space of our beautiful beds. Now, yes, it's a very light-hearted topic. It was led by Spirit actually. At first I thought I should be making a video about sort of bedrooms, and then the more I thought about it, I realised that I think I'm called to talk more about the actual space of bed and sort of what we do in bed and how we can care for our beautiful beds, and how we can practice more love in bed and towards our beds. Now I've been making a lot of sort of deep topic videos recently, and I'm just kind of called to, I think, make a light-hearted one, okay? That's not to say or undermine its importance, it's just more like a bit of a change in the topic just for this particular video series. Now, as you know, part 1 is always about talking about the facts of the topic, as well as followed by universal laws. Part 2 will be the application of universal laws, as well as how we can practice love and delving into some of the practical tips. And part 3 is all about the wrap-up, concluding remarks, and any messages that we received from the spirit world using the lovely tarot decks or oracles or anything else that will come through during that particular time and period of this video series. Now, I don't want to spend too much time talking about facts because I think it's pretty straightforward. A bed is where you rest, it's where you sleep. It's a place that changes over the course of your lifetime, right? How many beds do you have in your life? You know, ever since you're a little baby born into like a crib or a bassinet, moving into a toddler bed, you know, a single bed, a double bed, then later on in your life you might be lucky to have had a king bed, or you've at least experienced a king bed in your life, be that in motels, hotels, or wherever you might be. So there's a variety of beds out there in the world. It's a place where we rest, it's a place where we sleep. Now, on that note, just before I continue, grab yourself a drink, be that a glass of water or a tea or coffee. I've got coffee here with me today, just to talk about beds a bit more. But look, I don't want to talk much more about the facts. I think it's pretty straightforward what we're discussing. It's a space of bed, and I'm just going to jump into the universal laws. And the universal laws are actually more drawn to a few cards within the oracle decks that I have. I was just drawn to actually look at them and pack out a few cards that resonated with me on the subject of beds. And I'm just gonna go through each one and read a message, because I genuinely feel like I'm called to do this, just because hopefully there will be in one of these cards, or in all of these cards, there might be a message or two that is necessary for you since you're listening to this video right now. Now, it could be it's a topic, please excuse my washing machine, let's just speak. Now, the topic is very much all about beds, or the space of beds, and what we do in beds. And so the cards that I was drawn to have something to do with those beds. And so if we turn to the first one from this Energy and Spirit Oracle Guidebook, it's actually Mindfulness, and it's the first card in the deck. And it's got this peaceful, beautiful lady on the image. And it talks about, you know, peaceful presence and quiet mind. And I guess that's the beauty of when you're in bed, when you're having your rest, your sleep, right, is being able to actually have a little bit of a, you know, slice of peace of the day if you've had a really bad day. It's a place where you can quiet your mind in order to fall asleep and to rest your body. And so, as I mentioned, I'm going to read out the message from this card. So, within you is a peaceful place, a quiet space where nothing is troubling or worrisome. It is where your personal self connects with the truth and awareness of your soul. There is nothing to solve, nothing to predict, nothing to think about. In fact, to attain this peaceful presence, thoughts are not required. The practice of mindfulness calls for you to let go of thinking, let go of striving, and choose to be peacefully present without judgment or analysis. Your soul is a truly powerful cosmic energy, perhaps the greatest power you possess. When you release your personal striving and worry, you automatically move into the vibrant, receptive state of trust and peace. This card is telling you that now is the time the only time to choose peace. Let go of judgment, worry, and the need for control. Then take a deep breath and choose to live in your trusting heart. The pervasive peace will bring profound happiness and radiate an absolutely irresistible vibration. And the affirmation is, I quiet my mind, let go of all concerns, and breathe deeply. I live in the tranquil space of eternal trust and surrender. Well, here you go. That's a lovely, beautiful message on mindfulness, what it means. And it might have to do nothing to do with bed in your life, but it of course might be a message that you needed to hear today. And therefore, you may even want to use this affirmation to help yourself, or you may even want to remember it and recite it next time you go to bed, or the first time you wake up in the morning in bed, to help you to attain the quietness of the mind and to get that inner peace, and to remember that nothing is required of you, nothing is expected of you. You're in the freedom to just be when you're in your bed. It's a place of rest, it's a place of peace. So the next card that I was drawn to is this Goddess of Dreams, number 25 in this deck. Hopefully for obvious reasons, you know, that people dream. Not all people dream, or certainly maybe they dream but they just can't recall their dreams. And you might not dream every night either. I mean, everyone's experience is very individual, right? So the message for this particular card is, the Goddess of Dreams, also called the Goddess of the Moon, holds out a golden vision of your future. This card heralds a time of great intuitive receptivity for you. Your psychic powers are on the rise, and you will be able to receive important guidance about your present energy and future events. Inspiring information and new ideas are yours when you start to connect with this and other spirit guides. No matter what you're working on, your ability to open up to the messages of the spirit world will spark your visions of the future and even help you visualize more dynamic outcomes. This is such a fruitful time that all sorts of spontaneous guidance will come in dreams or in flashes of insights. This card could also signal a deep dive into psychism, intuitive healing, or mediumship. Whether you use your intuitive powers personally or professionally, now is the time to let them thrive. And the affirmation for this card is, my intuitive powers are truly unlimited. I trust my messages and embrace the beautiful visions of my future. And so the beauty of this card is also all about not just dreams that are night dreams, right, but actual visions and insights, intuition, and the psychic powers. So channeling, some of you might be channelers, or developing those beautiful talents and gifts. And you can practice them even together with being mindful. You know, the first message is that when you become more mindful, and you might be actually getting into a bit of a state of a trance or a meditative state, you may be receiving certain insights or messages from the universe, and therefore you're dreaming, and you might be able to actually pick up on the symbols or imagery that is very personal to you, and it could even be responses or answers to some of the questions that you may have been posing to the universe through that state. You could be doing it in the bed or not. Take it as it comes, and just use your own intuition and to feel which of these messages they resonate with you or which don't. So the next one we're getting on to from this deck, and it's the last one from this oracle for today's video series, and that's about soulful appreciation and feeling heartfelt gratitude. Why I was drawn to this is because I think it's important for us to remember that having a bed, we ought to be grateful and appreciative for it. And the quality of your bed will depend on your individual circumstances, right? But the fact that you've got one is already a great sign. Just think of all the beautiful people out there, soul spirits, who might not even have a bed. Of course, there'll be a place for them to rest or sleep. Everyone needs to sleep somewhere, but it's not necessarily the greatest of places or a comfortable place every single time, right? So, because we're on the topic of beds, having soulful appreciation for your bed, I think, is a must go to. And so the third card in the message for today will be all about showing. So this card shows scales with a stack of gold coins on one side and a floating butterfly on the other. Yet even though the coins are very heavy, the butterfly tips the scales, representing its far greater value. This card reminds you that there are many forms of value in life, People are quick to appreciate material wealth and just as quick to dismiss the fleeting, unassuming moments of joy. But it's vitally important not to miss these golden opportunities. Gratitude is a strong causal vibration that triggers present joy and radiant future attraction. Grasp every opportunity to be grateful for even the tiniest moments of beauty, love, peace, and happiness accumulated in your life force energy. This habit of seeking value in the little things is an ongoing energetic choice that draws things of even greater value to your life. And the affirmation here is every day I notice all the little blessings around me. I'm grateful for myself and my life. And so remember, like I just said, just be grateful for your bed. Even it's actually a really big thing in people's lives to have a place, a lovely spot where you can rest and sleep and find that your mindful spot, somewhere where you can dream, somewhere you can rest, where you can feel protected and safe and warm and comfortable. And likewise, this could be a little inspiration for some of you perhaps to figure out something else that you're grateful for in your life whilst in bed. Otherwise, you may wish to write in your gratitude journal or just jot some thoughts down what you're grateful for, all the little things you might be grateful for in your life apart from the bed. So thank you for those messages, and I will just tap into the intuition card, the last card that I have for today for part 1 of this video series, which is obviously if you go to sleep in your bed, you expect to wake up the next morning, right? So it's the card of awakening, and it's a beautiful message, and hopefully it resonates with you. If it doesn't, that's also okay. So the message is, it's like you have been wearing a blindfold which has been removed and suddenly you can see. You see things for what they really are and for what is really important. This can be an extremely lonely transition. As you look around, others may be on a completely different journey to you. Your path may seem so far off course to everyone around you. Why you? Why now? Your soul needed you to wake up as you have been so disconnected from your source. This awakening of embrace can transform your life, inviting in freedom for your soul. You have a thirst for more meaning and knowledge, more connection, but on a deeper level. None of the superficial stuff. And some of the signs include fulfillment, meaning, growth, spiritual connection, and faith. So that's the message from this guidebook. Apologies, there is no affirmation in this guidebook, but I'm very confident that you're able to come up with an affirmation yourself along the lines of, I am waking up, I am gaining spiritual wisdom, I'm connecting with my divine source, I'm connecting with God, I'm connecting with the universe. Those are just a few there right off the bat that you can use, but trust your own inner gut. Feel your heart, put the hand on your heart, and you might be able to come up with some own affirmations if this card is resonating with you. So those are some gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous messages. And in the part of the universal laws, I really, for some reason, was drawn to actually relying on the cards today for the universal laws section of this video series. Now, we're going to jump through to part 2, which is the application of the universal laws that we've just, the messages we've just read, as well as some practical tips of showing love in bed or towards our bed in part 2. So please click down in the description box to part 2, and I will see you shortly.